Okay, so today we are looking at teaching to the standards. For me, that will be through elementary art. So I am in South Carolina, and we follow South Carolina state standards. South Carolina does not follow the Common Core. So I will be looking at the Anchor Standard number 1 for South Carolina. Now, these standards are extremely broad, which is good for art. They should be broad, or else it would be a little pointless for art. So the first standard is I can use the elements and principles of art to create artwork. Now, for art, since it is K through 12, they have different levels. So they have a novice, low, medium, and high. They have an intermediate, low, medium, and high. And they have an advanced, low, medium, and high. So since I'm looking at elementary, I figured I would look at these three because I think that can apply to K through 5 elementary students. So novice, low would be maybe kindergarten, first grade, we'll see. And that is I can name and use some elements of art to express ideas. Novice high is I can select and arrange the elements to demonstrate the principles of art. And then intermediate mid, this will be for my higher level students. I can analyze and apply the elements and principles of art to solve a given artistic challenge. So looking at these, kind of thinking about what the big picture is and what they actually need to do, I've kind of highlighted here. So for the novice low, they kind of need to be able to name things and express. For the novice high, they are arranging and demonstrating. And then for the intermediate, they need to analyze and apply. So you can kind of see how it gets a little more challenging as we go up. So for these kind of level of students, the lesson I have come up with, I think, will kind of apply to all of them and help them all kind of be able to reach their highest level. So that would be leaf printmaking. So the great thing about this project is it looks at many of the elements of art, and we'll be talking about all that throughout the project. So some of the things we need to talk about would be the contour, line, shape, color, and texture. These being really basic but fundamental elements of art will really help the students get a visual and like kind of a hands-on of what these terms are and how to use them when they're talking about their art. So kind of just looking at this project and what they're going to be doing. I've got a little materials list here. And so starting out, the kids are going to enlarge a real leaf onto a sheet of paper. So once they do that, they're going to cut it out, and then they've got their shape, and we can kind of talk about that. When they're drawing their leaf, we're going to be talking about contouring because contouring is the outline of something. So when they're outlining that leaf, and then once they've got their shape, they will then put it on to this piece of styrofoam, and that will be contouring again. So they're going to trace that outline of the leaf, and that will help them kind of understand exactly what contouring is. So then we're going to be looking at texture. So once they've got their shape on the styrofoam, they're going to flip that real leaf over and look at the texture on the back, which is the veins and kind of all the ridges that go into a leaf. And they're going to start copying that onto their styrofoam. And the great thing about this is they can kind of feel the texture of the leaf. And then once they have put their own veins into their styrofoam leaf, they can even feel the texture on that, making that imprint with the veins onto their leaf. So once they've done that, they're going to cut that one out. And they're going to use their colors now. And we'll kind of be talking about warm colors and cool colors. Since we're doing leaves, leaves come in a variety of colors. And they can kind of fill in their leaf how they like. And then to make the print, they'll take their larger sheet of paper. They're going to dampen that with a sponge. And then they're going to take that marker side and press it into their dampened piece of paper. Kind of pressing it. They're going to have to be pretty gentle when they do this. And then when they pull it up, they'll have their print. So I just think that this lesson really gives a variety of terms and helps them see, what these little terms are and how they can talk about them with their art. And then thinking about the literacy and how they can use these words, at the end, I will give them an assessment on these words, and they will have to fill in the blank. And for those students that might be struggling, if they're ELL, if they're SPED, they will have a word bank with some hints for their quiz.